Hey, Jim. Oh, I'm gonna play with the paint job a little bit more today. I'm gonna see if I can buff that roof out. I painted a roof the other day and it's black and it's got a lot of dust. Let me show you. This is my early 90s Mercedes-Benz SL500, the R129 chassis. It's an old top I got for free. It's like going to the junkyard when I'm done. But I painted it first time over here. It's really bad orange peel. So there's no way that this could ever be sanded and buffed. Then I tried this side and a second time after resanding everything, and this side came out pretty good on the orange peel side, but now I did get a bunch of dust, which I expected because I'm painting outside. But now, just for a fun experiment to see how bad I have to be worried about this sort of thing when I actually go to paint my beautiful Z4 here, is how much of this can I actually recover through sanding and buffing. So I have a selection of ultra-fine sandpaper here. 800 grit, 1000, 1500, 2000, and 3000. So I'm going to work this down. I might not do the whole thing, might just do a section, but then I'm going to get out a buffer and actually compound buff it and see how good a finish I can get. So I've got my spray bottle with plain water. I have put a sheet of my 800 grit on my rubber sanding block, and now I'm going to keep using quite a bit of water to keep it all lubricated and flushed away. And it'll be interesting to see how much the 800 actually, looks like I'm focusing on the umbrella instead of the paint here. Let me put my hand down maybe. It'll be interesting to see how much the 800 actually cuts these bits of dust out of here, or if it'll end up leaving a bump or a pit or what. So here we go. Okay, well, this is my first go around with the 800. Down here is where I haven't done anything. You can see all the big chunks. And then up here is where I've started to go over it a bit with the 800 grit. And you can still see some spots here. I don't know if it's focusing right. There, you can see a couple right here where it's still kind of shiny, and that's where the sandpaper hasn't quite got down to the paint yet. So I'm going to have to keep going on some of this. But it's gotten down past most of the orange peel. So, except around the edges where I'm not really paying attention. I'm just going to do this one section here. So I need to go a little bit deeper with the 800. And this is going to tell me whether I can actually accidentally sand through it in this sort of preparation. And because I have to use the 800 grit to make this as smooth as it's going to be, because once I switch away from 800, it's not going to be any more about, reshaping this or any of that. It's just simply going to be smoothing out the scratches that the last level left. So when I switch to 1000, it's not to reshape any divots anymore. It's just to remove the 800 grit scratches. And then I'll switch to my 1500, and then it'll just be to remove the 1000 scratches, and so on until we get to the point of buffing it. At least that's how I think it's going to work. So back to some more 800. And I do use a spray bottle, if I haven't told you already, to keep stuff wet. Okay, this is the second go round with the 800 grit. You can see this is what I started with. A bunch of bad dust and a little bit of orange peel. This is the threshold where you see the tops of some of the dust. And then when you get out into the field here that I'm actually working on, it's looking pretty good. I got rid of most of those pock marks. There's still going to be a few, and there's always going to be some around the edges because I'm not really paying that much attention to all of the edges. You can see here I didn't really bother with, but pretty much just out in the middle. There's a little divot right there. There's a couple of those, but overall I think it looks pretty good. So I'm going to switch here to my 1000 grit and go over it, and then I'll probably just go ahead and work my way all the way up to 3000 without showing you any more. I'll show you when I get done with the 3000 right before I switch to the machine polisher. Okay, I'm ready to start buffing. What I've done here is I've laid down a piece of tape over a strip here, so once I get done polishing this, I'll be able to peel these off, and hopefully we'll be able to see the difference that each one of these steps will make. I'll probably label them over here once they're stripped off, but each step covered up another step here, and now I'm going to start polishing, and I'm going to use 2 different grades of polish, both of which I got at Harbor Freight, and my Harbor Freight buffer, and see how I can make this look. All right, that's one go round with the this ultra cut, and starting to look pretty good. So now I'm going to switch over to this ultra fine, and I think it's going to look pretty good. We'll see. And there we have it after the final compound, and it looks damn good. I mean, sure, you can still find a flaw or two in it, but from where we started, with all these lumps and chunks of stuff and wavy, awful wavy paint and all, to go from that to this, pretty good. So now I'm going to peel all these off, and we'll do a final examination of that, and then we'll call it good, because I'm going to say this is a good outcome. I can go ahead and paint my Z4. All right, this is where we started with the very first attempt to paint this. Terrible orange peel, lots of debris. I had a windstorm that day, so it was terrible. Then I redid the sand and prep and ended up with this as the example of the second go-round, which was a lot better but still had a lot of dust. Then I started preparing it. This is about what we have at 800, and then this is where it changed to 1000. I know it says 100. I missed a 0. Then this is where we changed to 1500. It's not that dramatic of a difference each time, but it is, because here's 2000, and you can actually feel a little bit of a difference in the smoothness. And this strip is 3000, and then this strip is the fast cut, and you can see just a little difference right up here between the fast cut and the polish. And when you step back and look at it, it really looks good. You can still see some grain in the paint, but I think once the paint cures out the rest of the way and I wax this, that will go away, and this thing will be deep and beautiful looking. The reflection will be great. Hi there. Hi there. So yeah, I think I'm ready to paint the car. Yay, that came out pretty good. So yeah, we can recover from something as awful as this. We can turn into something as nice as that. So hopefully nothing that bad will happen when I'm painting this. But we'll see. I really am going to paint this now next week. I really am. Hey, believe it, the Z4 is going to get painted. Thanks for watching. I'll maybe post a camping video, but see ya. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to put on my safety glasses and this respirator, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to go ahead and spray that roof, and we'll take a look after I've sprayed the first coat. Keep your fingers crossed.